glucose and fructose is sucrose. Sucrose is table sugar. It has all the enzymes to make it, tear it apart, and do anything and everything it wants to with it. So when you put sucrose on the leaf, the physical leaf, you spray it on here, you speak the language of a plant. You spray nitrogen by itself on here, it will recognize it in short order. But the minute you put something that's carbon-based and sugar-based like that, it recognizes it. It's almost like you and I in our nervous system. You go like that, just that fast, the nerve takes an impulse to your brain. It says somebody poked your hand, it's back there, and you know it. It's the same thing with a corn plant. When sucrose, when sugar hits the leaf, it recognizes it, and it sends minions out there to gather that sugar in, and whatever's going in that time with that sugar, it's getting pulled in at the same time. When you spray nitrogen on the surface of a leaf by itself, if it doesn't move around or it drips over to the edge and hangs here and concentrates really highly, what's going to happen?
Burn.
It's going to burn. If you put sugar with it, no matter where it is on the plant or if it rolls to the edge, the plant immediately sends the things to get the sugar because it's free energy for it. So it pulls it into the plant and totally redistributes that stuff in very, very short period of time. So you're using it to trick the plant into doing what you want it to do. Take in the sugar and get yourself extra energy, but pull the nitrogen at the same time, and then you don't get any burn.
Get it off the leaf.
Get it off the leaf and get it inside the plant.
So the little stomates, then the sugar basically tells the guard cells, open the door.
On the back side are where the stomates are.
Okay, those are on the back side.
Yeah, this is on the top side. This doesn't take any stomates whatsoever.
Okay.
This is just a natural progression of understanding
Through the cell wall.
Through the cell wall. Pulls her right in. Because there's a cuticle, there's a waxy layer on the surface of it. Sugar can sit on that waxy layer and it still sends a signal down to that plant. Anything waxy, anything organic, I'm talking about carbon in nature, sets on this, the plant already is talking to it. Because it speaks carbon language. It doesn't speak NPK. It speaks carbon language and things associated with it. It's more used to pulling the NPK through this system and holding it here and then going and getting it as it needs it. You can still make it go in here, but you try to do it without sugar, it takes hours or days.
So on a year like this, when the firing started, we should have been out here spraying a urea solution with sugar.
If you're so inclined, that's the first way you start taking care of telling this plant, I understand you're under stress, but I'm willing to help you, and here's what I'm going to do. We have guys this year who did it. They put on the stuff when this corn was in this kind of condition in tassel, and it was already starting to fire even before tasseling. Our guys went out and put on a premixed combination of the sugar, a little bit of nitrogen, some boron, and then we have a product called Phonics, which is basically an ethylene inhibitor. Sprayed that on, and a little bit of cytokinin. You need a little bit of cytokinin when you put that on there, because that's what really pushes the silks out. Side by side, field by field, the guys who did it got the silks to come out and have corn. The guys who didn't, zero. They didn't come because it was such an extremely dry year. The silks did come in some cases till 2 or 3 weeks after the tassel had already spent. It was that dry. But the guys who sprayed it before pollination or before silking and right before the tassel was coming out, they were fine. They got pollination. They got corn on this year.